With a spark and a flash, I ignite. Ampamine here, coming at you with some more Payday 2 and CRIMEFEST news and updates. Yesterday, Overkill updated really late, so I didn't get a chance to make a video on that, so I'm going to include yesterday's CRIMEFEST update and today's CRIMEFEST update. In my opinion, yesterday's CRIMEFEST update was not a bad one, but it was just sort of not altogether particularly exciting. Today, however, they released a bit of a bombshell. So let's get started with the slightly nah stuff, and then we can get to the really fun stuff. Yesterday, they released a bipod modification for the light machine guns. This has the effect of greatly increasing the accuracy and stability of the light machine gun while it's deployed. They also released a free LMG for everybody as a community item. And it's, as far as I understand, just a reskin of the KSP light machine gun that has been available in the Gauge weapon pack. I forget if it was number 1 or number 2, but one of the Gauge weapon packs. However, now all 5 of the available LMGs can be equipped with a bipod. You can set it down in various locations. It's still a little bit buggy. Sometimes it lets you clip through the walls or the floor, and sometimes it says that there's not a valid surface on which to set the bipod, even though there's a valid surface right in front of you, like a desk or, you know, a low wall, something like that. But still, it actually helps the LMG quite a bit, actually, because a lot of the times the LMG was completely useless at more than the range of roughly a shotgun, just because the spread was absolutely insane. You know, everything would just start to go wild, even if you tried to give it as much stability as you possibly could, especially with some LMGs like the Buzzsaw, where their fire rate is just so absolutely crazy fast, it's everywhere. So this actually helps quite a bit. Unfortunately, they didn't add any sort of iron sights, so a laser module is still practically required to effectively use an LMG. However, I can see this giving them a pretty good boost, especially for enforcers, when it comes to just like completely locking down an area or being able to lay down a lot of hurt over a specific area. And interestingly enough, the first thing that came to my mind was an interesting new team maneuver for something like Captain Winters, because 1 or 2 of your teammates can distract all of the shields and the super shields and Captain Winters, while the person with the LMG sets up behind, you know, props it up with the bipod and just unloads and mows everybody down. And again, I like options. Options are good. Yay! But now on to the little juicier bits. The First World Bank is back. The heist from the original game, Payday the Heist, is now in Payday 2. Yes! They have officially released all of this new stuff relating directly to it. Apparently, it is now going to be completely stealthable. You will not be required to go loud in the Payday 2 version. However, obviously, you still can. And they also added, apparently, quite a few of the Payday 2 features, such as, you know, pre-planning. You can get inside jobs, and I believe that they are going to expand certain parts of it. So, yes, this is actually going to be really interesting, because people have been wanting Payday 1 maps in Payday 2 for quite some time. Since Payday 2 was announced, people have been wondering and or wanting the Payday 1 maps in Payday 2, and this is the first one that Overkill has copied over. And it's kind of exciting, because that means that we can see some of the old content with the new Payday 2 spin, because, you know, Payday the Heist didn't really have a stealth mechanic like Payday 2 does. Pretty much, as far as I understand, everything eventually went loud one way or the other. So now Overkill will be able to put a Payday 2 spin on some of their old content, and that's content that a lot of people really liked. So I'm really happy to see this, honestly. This is going to be, I think, something pretty neat to see, especially since I truthfully haven't played the original Payday the Heist. I only played Payday 2, so this means that I get to actually play some of the content of Payday 1 in Payday 2, which is, yeah, great. But now for the absolute juiciest, meatiest part of this entire video. Apparently, and there's no honest way of telling whether this was Overkill going back on a decision or whether they planned this from the get-go, that's impossible to tell, and honestly, I doubt anybody but the people over in Sweden at Overkill are actually ever going to know. However, Overkill now allows drills to drop in their card drops. Yes! So, all of the crazy controversy over the having to buy drills to open the safes that drop is now completely moot, because while you can purchase drills if you want to have more of them, they have a chance of dropping in any sort of loot reward now. So now everybody can get skins, everybody can open whatever safe that they want as long as they play enough. And obviously, this might cause a huge influx of, normal jewelry store runs, but I think that's perfectly fine. And I think that is a good decision on their part, because this makes it so that people who don't want to farm or just want to try and get a specific skin or something like that, they can open up their wallets and buy as many drills as they wish. That is their decision. More power to those people. And people who don't want to open these, who don't want to pay to open the safes, don't have to. They can either ignore it completely or just wait for a drill to drop. And this is great, because again, more options. I am all for more options. And it also solves the pay to win sort of thing that people were very, very upset about, and also obviates the very, very legitimate complaints about microtransactions in a game where Overkill specifically said that they weren't going to have microtransactions. Now the game still has microtransactions, but they're microtransactions in the way that microtransactions should be done, instead of being the only way to obtain something. You can pay to get something faster, skip, say, a grind or just a lucky drop as you're playing, and be guaranteed to get a chance at what they want immediately. They don't have to, like I said, they don't have to farm jewelry store 400 times to find a drill. They can just say, alright, I want a drill, I want to open this safe, give me the drill, I'm willing to pay for it. But the people who don't want to pay for it aren't left behind anymore. Now those people can still have skins. They're still in the running, and there's not going to be any sort of gap between people who want to pay for the microtransactions of drills and people who don't want to pay for the microtransactions of drills. So this is a very, very, very good decision on Overkill's part, whether or not they're trying to cover up what pretty much was a PR nightmare explosion. So, this is really, really, really nice. I think that it's really, really good. CRIMEFEST has been pretty good so far, between the weaponry balance and the addition of skins. Now that the drills can actually drop, it's even better. Because, honestly, I didn't care about skins. I was never going to buy a drill. I've gotten a few safe drops. It's like, alright, cool, I just guess I gotta waste a drop. Now I get to actually open them. So that is definitely going to be fun, and I am definitely planning on playing First World Bank as soon as I can possibly get it. It's going to be fun, I imagine. And I think that wraps up this video. Thank you all very much for watching. As always, I appreciate it, and this has been me, Ampamine, coming at you with some more Payday 2 and CRIMEFEST news and updates, and I will catch all of you on the flip side.